Hello, this is Iron Bill back again with another video. And today I'm just going to do a short video on some play improvement that I'm working on thanks to Trey Randall's tutelage. And I don't know that I applied the lessons all that well. And, anytime I make a change, it just seems like things go completely awry. And I did something too that I probably shouldn't have. I tried to throw in a new weapon earlier on. I tried to throw on a Luna's Howl and play with that. And I don't know if the rest of you have noticed a change in the matchmaking over the last week or so, but it's different. That's all I can say. And I don't think I moved up a skill bracket or anything like that, but I for sure am seeing some much higher level of competition, which suggests to me that they may have switched back to connection-based matchmaking almost entirely. I suspect it's probably true. That, or the player population's really down, or who knows what. Anyway, I had a friend that told me that they had dialed it back towards connection-based, and it's quite possible they have. Anyway, we're kind of back to the old problem of lobby balancing. It isn't so much that high school players are in the lobbies, it is that the lobbies are imbalanced. And that is, they tend to pile the high school players on one side and make it a food fight for kills against the other side. And unfortunately, I typically wind up on the other side of that. So trying new weapons under those conditions and really a completely different play style is a recipe for disaster. And it may just be that I'm playing differently. It could be that they have opened up matchmaking. It could be both. I don't know. But it's been a little rougher go. I've noticed anyway. So I want to just get into the play here. I wound up, I didn't want to just show you another Mida play. So I grabbed a messenger. This is obviously Midtown. And we're scooting along, and this is always the moment of truth. How many people come to the first point? How many people go to the second point? So there are 5 of us on Alpha and 1 on Bravo. And if he can hold his own till I get there, you know that he's a player. Okay, so I'm going to fight the second guy going. He's fighting the first guy. He got the zone. Here's the first guy. Had dodge out, so we wind up collapsing on him and getting a kill. I just kept my position, and we got an angle on him. I basically got a cleanup. Now Trey says don't stay in one place for more than 2 seconds. He also says 60% cover, 40% open. And you can see it's absolutely reversed. I'm 20-80. I am trying to play with Blink. I am trying to play Strand. And I actually clumsily used my kit there effectively. Clumsily. That guy was just worse than me. And that's all. A faster player, younger player probably would have eaten my lunch. Okay, so I wasn't paying attention to my radar. I've got myself backed into a corner, and there's no way I'm getting out of that. Blink is just going to take some time to get used to on a hunter. I'm better on it with a warlock, but even at that, you've got to be pretty precise to hit that opening. I would have been better off trying to blink past them rather than away from them, I think. And that's just lesson learned on that. Okay, so they're actually putting some pressure on B. It looks like they've got a number of people there, at least 3 people working on the zone. So I'm going to move away from that. There's not much point throwing a life away on that. I need to return to my team and help team fire. And then this brings up the next point. I look at the screen here. I don't have a dodge yet. I'm trying for it. And I'm thinking, why don't I have the dodge? But I should have just blinked. And for whatever reason, this is a senior moment thing. I started mashing the O button to try to dodge away, and rather than jumping away. You know, when you've got blink, use it. That's the whole point. And I love it on Warlock, but I am struggling a little bit with it with the Hunter. I'm not going to lie. And I think I wind up conflating in my head the dodge with the blink, and they are 2 separate things. So I just walked right out into that zone and walked right out of it. Did you see that? What is the point of blink if you don't use it? All right, he was distracted. I was able to get him. Messenger to me is a higher skill weapon to use. It's not as snappy. It's not as accurate. I have a head seeker roll here, and it's pretty good, but it's not an adept. And so, yeah, decide there. that I'm probably going to lose that fight. Trying to fight mid-range with a long-range weapon is probably not a great idea against multiples, so I back out, get some help, and kind of move back in. I see some radar pings, but they're pretty much cleaned up by the time I get there. There's still somebody on the far side, though, smoke or something, and I get a cleanup on a crossing there. And so we have two zones, and I'm always of the mind, if you're holding two zones, hold them. I do see the heavy comes up, decide to go for that. Going to work around for a different angle here. Okay, I see that we've got people there. That guy's gone, and I do not like this Strand LMG as well as I like a Hammerhead. It's not as accurate. I mean, the numbers look the same, but they're not the same. It's a 450. It's got pretty good stability. It's got pretty good range, but they're not the same. And look at that radar ping. I let that guy just basically almost walk right up on me. If he'd had a shotgun, it would have been over. And if he'd just aggressively come after me like he should have, it would have been over. Now, I found with this LMG, I get gunned down, where if I'd had the Hammerhead, I would not, so I've used all my LMGs, so now I'm to Messenger, and I'm just hanging in the zone too long. I know they're going to come for me. They've got to. And I decide to come down and see if they're going to make for C. I see the radar ping. I know he's in there. I see our guy moving that side, so I'm going to work for a little bit different angle. And there it is. I should have slid into that, though. Okay, we got somebody on the back side. I'm just waiting. I know he's going to come. This guy knows he's going to come. They're on C. Decide to go help push for that, because I've got a pretty good line on it if somebody's trying to hold it, and we're good. I stripped most of that guy's shield, and that's enough to help my teammate get him. And then we got another one coming in. I'm going to whip around this way. And by the time I look in here again, they've got the team. And I think, nope, time to go. And that's where I use the clone and the grapple grenade properly and get out of trouble before I'm in over my head. With 3 against the weapons I had at my disposal, that wasn't going to work. There was no way in the world I was going to get it. I don't have my super. My grenade isn't going to do anything. I might be able to melee kill one, but I won't get all 3. And it was just time to go. So I'm going to work around this angle and look down the line here, because I know chances are they're probably going to be coming down that line. Blink gets me in a little trouble here again because I go completely over it, which I don't really want to do. I just want to be up on top of it. I'm going to have to really practice this. And I'm sticking with it even though I'm messing up with it, simply because I know it'll get better. I mean, it was the same learning curve with the Warlock. And don't ask me why they feel different, because I really can't explain that, but they do. All right, yeah, that was dumb. That was just dumb. I knew he was there. I should have, with what I have in my hands, I should not be walking around into that. I knew he was there. I needed a little bit of separation. If I come around that corner and he has a shotgun, I mean, my Helio is not going to save me. Helio needs about, 15 yards, to get away from shotgun damage. All right, so I got the first super kill. And then I try to blink up here and struggle to mantle it, finally get it. And I know I saw a guy come in this way, and I'm looking for him. And he's spawn camping our guy there. And I didn't get there quite in time to keep him from killing our guy. We're starting to hand it to him now. I've got my strand ball here. I see the guy on the right, but I didn't see the one on the left until he was shooting on me, and I didn't quite place that on him, which is a pity. Got out of the grenade, backed up a little bit. Our guys are going down. Going to back up, reset, play a little cover. We got a guy over here on the right sniping, and I'll just lay some fire down the line there. He got outbreak perfected, you see it, so I'm not going to get too close there and take the nanites. Putting some pressure here. Backing up. I've got to know when to disengage, not try to take that last shot for the Hail Mary. All right, so they got B. I'm going to go look at heavy. And there are going to be a couple guys this time. And if it had just been the one guy, I would have won the fight. But there was another one up on the bridge behind. And they're just firing on the wall to keep me off of it. And then that shouldn't have worked. It just shouldn't have worked. But I had a teammate there that bailed me out of it. I'm going to shoot the clone to send some spray at the enemy if there is any left. I'm going to pick up the heavy. So I at least was aware of my kit. You know, was it the smartest thing to do? I don't know, but it did get me out of a jam. All right, so I see at least 2 pings on the radar, and I know that I can get railed with this gun. I mean, I shouldn't be trying to, you know, hang on to the ammo and use it the way I am. I see at least 3 pings on the radar. They're all around me. That is going to be a recipe for disaster, no matter which gun I pull out there. So I'm going to just back out of it, reset again. We've got control of the zones. There's no reason to have to start feeding them deaths. So there's one. He smoked me with Thorn a little bit, so I've got to recover. Thanks to 100% or tier 10 recovery, I'm back in the fight pretty quickly. And I'm just trying to control this area, really. I mean, as long as I've got heavy, they've got to come through me. And as long as we've got both zones, you know, it's going to be really hard for them to catch up. And it's now down to almost 30 seconds to go. And see, I missed that shot. Man. Would not have missed hitting him at all if I'd had the Mida. But again, this is the first match I'd use this gun in some time. And yeah, it just takes a while to get used to. Any gun does, but this one it's a heavy. It's of course it's a high damage pulse rifle. I think it's in the 340 class, and they're not going to feel like a rapid fire, you know, scout rifle. It's not going to feel like that at all. So Randy's or Mida, you know, and that's just my preferred play too. So I'm used to just how loose, you know, you can move things around and how mobile you are. All right, so I wish all my matches, you know, went similar to that. It wasn't a particularly fun match to play, but I was effective. I did what I wanted to do in terms of controlling areas or helping to control areas. Clearly, I wasn't the top fragger on the team, but I was effective. So I'm just going to have to be happy with that. With that said, I'm still trying to apply the lessons given to me by Trey, and bit by bit, I hope I make some progress. So I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Iron Bill signing out.